Back. So, so, so today I'm going to talk to you up today about a urban romance novel. Name of the novel is called Arquez and Palmer. Palmer is a Detroit love saga. It's written by Dominique Thomas. Yes, and first of all, this book is a love triangle. As I said before, it's an urban novel and it is a love story. Oh my gosh. So first of all, this book was also introduced to me by my by one of my not YouTube friends but Facebook friends. I met her in a group and I was asking about love stories to read, and this was a great urban love stories. It's so weird though because in the book, you know, when you always read about book about with drug dealers and everything else, that you mostly hear about like who's killing who stole who's drugs, all that stuff. But this book for urban love story, and is the guys are drug dealers. There's not a lot of drug related in this book, and that's what's really I really like about this book, which was like a true romance novel, very minimum with the drugs, very minimum with any kind of killing. It was just more likely of a love triangle of people fighting their love for each other. So the main characters, some of the main characters in this book are Palmer, Arquez, Ishmael, Rhea, India, Brody, Tariq, was Chanel, Demi, Carrie, Mr. Redmond. Let's see if I meet anybody else. There's a few more, but those are the main characters that you hear throughout the book. So the three love triangles are Palmer, Arquez, and Ishmael. So, Arquez Arquez was the first one to meet Palmer at the club, but coincidentally he got distracted at the time, and then Ishmael swooped in and stole her, basically. And while he was stealing her and whining and dining her, she had no idea that this fool was married. Yes, this fool was married with a kid. Anyway, they were together for 2 years before she finally learned the full truth about Ishmael, what was really going on, and everything that was there. But on the other side, Ishmael and Arquez are like best friends, because Ishmael used to be in a drug game, then he got out of it, and then he gave it over to Arquez. But Arquez is like, Arquez says like, I owe Ishmael everything, but I made who I am by me. So I understand that, but then I understand the fact that Arquez, like, he was the one that's gonna go and get Palmer, and he felt that Ishmael really, like, as I betrayed him that way, because you married, you have a kid, why would you do that? And I don't have anybody, and like, it was kind of like weird. Anyway, so Palmer was with Ishmael for 2 years, and when she finally finds out everything was going on, she was like, what? And everything, but she was kind of wishy-washy, because she was like, oh, I don't want to be with you, I want to be with you, but he kept on lying and lying and lying. It was like it says, sometimes love is blind. That's exactly what it was. She was really blinded, because he was just making empty promises, he was breaking promises, he was just doing all that type of stuff, and it's like, he was just hurting her more and more. And the more he hurt her, was the more Arquez was available to, like, cover all those wounds, protect her, be there for her. Like, the biggest one was her sister's wedding. Ishmael knew that she was getting married, and he was supposed to be in the wedding and everything. All of a sudden, he has a business meeting, he can't go. Oh, maybe Arquez could go. Like, dude, who sends another dude in your place when that's your girl? That's not right. You don't do stuff like that. You're already putting like doubts in her mind, and you already give him the heads up that he needs. Like, really? You're not thinking. Anyway, long story short, he did that. He did that, and then her birthday. He was like, oh babe, I'm sorry, I miss your birthday, blah blah blah, but my boy Arquez, he's gonna take care of you. And then, like, okay, what? He sent her to Vegas, right? Sent her to Vegas. Guess what? This fool was in Paris with the wife. So Arquez was like, you know what, I can't take it anymore, I have to let it out there. So Arquez got really drunk, And like she brought him back to the room, and she just let him there and went to her room, and he went to his. And then like a couple hours later, he came in the room, like he stripped down to his boxers and stepped in the bed with her. He was like, we don't have to have sex, I just want to hold you. And that started their entire affair. That was like the icing on the cake. Anyway, so that started everything, and they were just going at it. They was just like, Arquez was just being like a real sweetheart. Like, I know, like, you could, the way that they portrayed him in the book, you would never know that he was hood or gangster, because he was like a lovey-dovey, so emotional, like protect her, but he want his love and he wants it raw. Like, that's the like real intense there. Like if I'm giving you 100%, I need 100% back, and I like that about him. And he was very like not mushy towards her, but there's a lot of things that she got away with that if it was anybody else, they really wouldn't get away with it, because that's how hard he was. But he loved her so much, like he himself was like blinded by his love for her. Anyway, this biatch, after all that happened, took Ishmael back. Yes, she left him for 2 months and took him back while she was dating Arquez at the same time. Why this biatch gonna get pregnant? Oh my God, I was so mad. I was like, why? But why would you do this? Like, why would you have sex with both of them and then not protect it at the same time? Like, Ishmael's been feeding you all this crap, and Arquez been there to support you, backing you up. And why would you do this to him? But we're girls. Girls make stupid decisions at the same time, and she's young and dumb, because Arquez and Ishmael is about 29, 30, and she's 22, so, you know, give and take a few, but I expected better from her. But anyway, so now that started another whole thing, because when she found out, that's when both guys found out about each other, because Chanel, her sister, was boyfriend came and violated Palmer, so Arquez was there to protect her, and then Ishmael came at the same time. So then Mr. Redmond, which is their father, said, Palmer, you have to tell both of them what's going on. So she pulled him aside. She said, Dad, it's more difficult than what it was before, because now I'm pregnant. And he's like, what? Me, you're pregnant? Yeah. So she didn't know who the father was, and it was like that started another drama. So the father was like, fine, I'll tell him. So he sent her away, and he told them, and they started their war that time. So while the war was going on, Maurice, which was another guy in the crew, was now taking Ishmael's side, so he was riding with Ishmael. Brody was riding with Arquez. So Maurice and Ishmael walking around shooting up Arquez, like having shootouts by the house, and everything is going on. But I'm like, just let her go. Like, you have your cake and eat it too. Let her go. Like, why would you even bother? You know what I mean? He was just like, want his cake and eat it too. He was so hateful. The things that he did in this book, I'm like, dude, you make it seem like you have no wife, like you have no kids. Like, why? Like, really, why? But then he's like, oh, but that was my baby, that was everything. I'm like, I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. It was like, I know men do, they do dumb stuff at times, but he was just like really, really dumb. Like, he wanted his cake and he wanted it too. He's like, oh, and it, like throughout the book you get to read that towards the end, he was like, oh, I was going to give up my marriage for her. I was going to do all of this stuff. Like, you did been lying for years. You were never going to give up your marriage, because you even said yourself, you don't want to choose unless you have to. You didn't plan on choosing. You know what I mean? So, like, the choice is made for you. And now it's made for you. You didn't like the choice, because maybe he was upset because it was Arquez instead of anybody else. So maybe that hurt him more than anything else. But I don't even know. But this fool was like a hot mess. He started killing Arquez's family member. It was just so much going on. And Arquez and Palmer got married, and they were in Vegas, and Ishmael went and shoot up his dad. That was so heartbroken, so heartbroken. I was like, oh my God, why? But why? And then in the end, Arquez was like, he was so destroyed, because he already lost his sister a year before, and now his dad, even though they weren't like having that good relationship, it was still his dad, you know what I mean? So that happened, and then he was like, Ishmael was like, you know what, somebody's going out with me. I know I'm going to die. I don't know if it's Arquez or Palmer, but I don't care who it is, because someone's going out with me. My kids are taken care of. I could care less about my wife. I'm just down. I'm done. I'm done, and I'm taking somebody with me. Well, thank God he didn't take nobody with him. He just died on his own because that fool was just like a hot mess. But overall, this book was a phenomenal love story. As I said, it's a love triangle. It's a lot of back and forth. A lot of times I wanted to bitch slap Palmer, but I was like, I let it go because you're young and dumb. I love Arquez. I love his charisma, his personality. He was just strong alpha to the bone. Ishmael was a dog, a jerk. He was just an a-hole altogether. But overall, I think this author did a great job. I'm going to look for future books from this author, and I know she has a lot of books out there now, so I'm going to see if I could play catch up. But overall, great book. Check it out. Nice urban romance novel. Not a lot of killing, not a lot of drug dealing, more like lovey-dovey relationship situation that you don't really know about or hear about or even see about in the streets. You just see like the drug related part of it. So check it out, guys. Again, it's called Arquez and Palmer, a Detroit love saga. Bye, guys.